Hey everybody, welcome to my jersey collection video, as the thumbnail and the title said. Now, this video is going to be a long one. I have 30 some jerseys here. It was really awesome. I actually finally have pictures of front and back of everyone in high quality, or as high quality as my camera can produce. So this is going to be a longer video. They're in no real particular order. It's Ottawa, Vegas, Montreal, Toronto, and then everyone else. And Ottawa is really only organized by Adidas to non-Adidas, and then everything else just kind of is. So basically, this is going to be a primarily voiceover video. I just wanted to sit in front of the camera and say thank you for tuning in, and I really hope you enjoy it. So without further ado, let's go right into the jerseys.
Okay, and first up is my Drake Batherson Ottawa home jersey from the current season, the current look, obviously. I'm a huge fan of this one. I wish the logo were glittery, and that's pretty much my only gripe. I purchased this jersey right around the time that Drake Batherson was going on his point tear, and I couldn't be happier with it. The only other player I could even think of getting on this one right now is Connor Brown, as he had a phenomenal season, but I'm so happy it was Drake Batherson. You'll see a common theme in my jerseys that it's either a young kid or a goaltender, and I like to carry that through. So this is Drake Batherson on the home jersey. And speaking of young kids, we have Tim Stützle on the white. Beautiful jersey. I absolutely love this thing. It is incredible. I knew I wanted Stützle on a jersey. I wasn't sure which, whether that be the home or the away, and then they obviously revealed the reverse retros, so I wasn't sure which ones I wanted, but I ended up getting them on the white. I think the 18 looks really good on it with the black on the red. Just a beautiful jersey all around. Next up is the reverse retro. This is honestly my favorite logo of the three. I just prefer the glitter on the main crest and on the shoulder pads. I wish, honestly, they kept the gold little cape lines and the accent lines on the fins that are on the current look. But this jersey obviously is a rendition of the 1992 jersey with the 1996 logo. So it's a mix mash of those jerseys, and I'm really kind of glad I got it. As you can see there, though, Brady is missing the A on his chest. I'm not sure why. That just kind of happened. I ordered it from NHLshop.com, as you can see there in the corner, but I wasn't sure, and I ordered it. The picture itself on the website didn't have it. I really wanted Shabbat, and for some reason Shabbat's had the letter. I don't know. NHL Shop is weird, but they didn't have my size, and I wasn't really, and I knew I wanted to wear it. As you can kind of tell, there's a little bit of cat hair, dog hair, whatever, on the jersey. So I unfortunately wanted to get one that could fit me, and we only had Kachuk, and it's weirdly missing his his letter. Next up is my first Adidas jersey, one I'm super happy to have in my collection, especially just because that's my favorite logo that Senators use. I don't like the 2D logo as much. Still like it, but just not as much as this one. And just because of the player on the back, this jersey is incredible. So obviously it's Craig Anderson on the back. And this jersey has a fun story behind it. I believe my Instagram post kind of proved that. And I think I posted on r/hockey jerseys. I post there quite a bit. It's probably my most active social media is Reddit. But yeah, this Craig Anderson jersey was my first official Adidas jersey. But 3 days after I purchased it, the Senators officially announced that they are in fact changing their logo and rebranding the jerseys. And that kind of came out of left field because there had been rumors for 6 years up to that point that they were changing and going to something else. And now officially the Senators changed 3 days after I bought my jersey. And within a week, Craig Anderson was not re-signing with the Senators. It really messed with me. It took me a little bit to kind of be okay with that. But now I have a retro jersey, a vintage jersey from the era of the team, and I'm super happy that I have it. It's also a first production run, so it does have that little button at the bottom. Next up is a newer addition to my collection, the most recent arrival. There was a group of 4. This is one of those 4 arrivals. It is the white version of it. It is blank. I would like to get Bobby Ryan put on. I have a plan to get every team Bobby Ryan has been on in the NHL. I want a white version of the jersey he wore. So that would be the Anaheim Ducks, like mid to late 2010s era jersey. The Senators, I'm just gonna get the Adidas version. I don't need the Reebok, but white as well with Bobby Ryan on there. And then I would love Detroit Red Wings with him on it as well, considering their white is one of the nicest jerseys. But this was bought for that purpose, blank on purpose for that, because I couldn't find Bobby Ryan anywhere online. Next up is my first jersey. This was a special moment for me. This started everything. The collection that you are watching started because of this Fanatics jersey. I would absolutely love an Adidas version of it, and I'm constantly looking for one. It doesn't have to be Bobby Ryan. I'm looking for Carlson. I'm looking for pretty much anyone. I would just love an Adidas version of this. I would love it named and numbered, though, just to compare the two. And you know, I really, really love this thing, and I'm never gonna get rid of it. This jersey means so much to me personally. Just amazing on it. Bobby Ryan was my favorite player at the time, and unfortunately he didn't re-sign, and that really kind of hurt me. But I love this jersey, and he's my favorite player from the Senators in recent memory. So super happy that I have this, and even though it's Fanatics, it's a great addition to my collection. Next up, in I believe the last for my Adidas collection, is the military appreciation, that CAD pattern on the sleeves with the O logo on there. This is size 50. This is actually too small for me. I fit into it, but like you see every curl or every crease in my body. Like, you move and you can see it, you breathe, you can see your lungs. It's too tight for me, but like I only bought it to have on display. This jersey is really cool that I have. I have members of my family in the military, and I have a great deal of respect for the military. I was in cadets for nearly 8 years. I went in early and I left on my 19th birthday, basically. So I was super connected to the military in my family, and I'm super happy to have this. And I have more plans to get the different versions that Reebok had. So super happy to have it, and it started off a collection of military appreciation that I would definitely like to continue. Next up is the Reebok era away jersey. I love this thing. I wear it more than any other jersey, I think, just because of how this era of Reebok jersey fits. Obviously, as you can see, it's Mark Stone, but it's before they switched to their block lettering system. It's still that kind of script, that unique font for the numbers, and I love this thing. Anytime I'm kind of cold, I grab this jersey. More so just because it fits me perfectly, like just a long sleeve shirt or a sweater. A large Reebok jersey fits me amazingly, and I really like the fit of them. I love the look and the feel of the Adidas jerseys, but this Reebok jersey here is something special to me. I love this thing. This is, again, a private eBay buy, but amazing jersey nonetheless. Super excited that I have it, and Mark Stone is one of my favorite players in the league as it is. Next up is a very controversial one, but I really love this jersey. I know a lot of people don't. I know a lot of people have things against wordmark logos. I love this thing. And as you can tell, it definitely needs an iron or something, or just to be straightened out a little bit. The logo is folded, and the sleeves have a lot of wrinkles. And actually, you can't really tell in this photo, but that shoulder logo is heavily faded. But I love this thing. I bought it blank to be worn just as a sweater out and about. I love this thing so much. It is an incredible jersey. I wish they would honestly bring it back in some sort of way. Absolutely love this thing. Next up is probably my favorite alternate that the Senators ever worn, and what should have been the reverse retro, or the basis for the reverse retro, the 2000 to 2007 alternate. This thing is absolutely incredible. The reef pattern, obviously you can kind of tell, is a little faded. It's not as dark as it used to be, and that tan face logo is it leaves a lot to be desired. I think with the proper 3D logo, I think it would look a lot better, but no, this thing is incredible. I love this jersey mainly because of a video game. I never growing up saw this jersey in a game or on TV or anything. The reason I love this jersey so much and the reason Spezza means so much to me on it is NHL 2K7, which is the first NHL video game I had as a kid, or that I can at least remember owning rather than just playing as a friend or stealing my brother's or whatever. But NHL 2K7, I would always use this jersey because I had never seen it in a game, and I thought it was the coolest looking one. And obviously when those players first line up for a face-off, you're getting Jason Spezza, right? So this jersey means a lot to me for that. Next up is that same era's away jersey that eventually transitioned into the home jersey. This thing, again, not a beautiful jersey, nowhere near the Senators' nicest jersey, but the player on the back is the player I think of when I see this jersey. Danny Heatley, growing up, was one of my favorite Senators. Despite what he did as a kid, I didn't really care about that. Or why he became a Senator. I know there's a lot of the big controversy of what happened in Atlanta. Growing up, I didn't know that. I wouldn't have cared about that. He was great on the team. And he's partially the reason I wear 15 if I create a character in a video game or in any sport I played in high school. I wore 15 partially because of Danny Heatley. And this jersey plays a big part in that. Next up, the guy you think of when you think of the Ottawa Senators, Daniel Alfredsson, on a CCM Team Classics version of the 1992 to 2007 home jersey, away jersey, whatever you want to call it. The white that was around for forever. This jersey is incredible. I absolutely love this thing. It is the Senators jersey I think of most when I think of Alfredsson, and it was the first of that era that I got, and I'm super happy to have it in my collection. Next up is a jersey I honestly would have preferred blank. As much as I love the Senators, I don't know anything before I started watching, which honestly was about the 2006-2007 season. Right before the logo change, right before the Reebok jerseys. I watched that one season, and then they switched the logos and the jerseys, and I was like, hell yeah, that thing's awesome. This jersey, I love the white stripes in there, but I don't know anything about this era of the Senators. Alexei Yashin, I know, is a super important Senator to the history. It doesn't mean anything to me, to be completely honest. I still think this is a phenomenal jersey, and I'm super happy to have it in my collection. As my goal is to have every Senators jersey ever made, whether that be one from every era or two from every era. So the home and away from the original season, the home and away from when they changed to the current logo, or to the current logo, whatever. I really wanted this jersey. I think it's one of the most unique versions of the Senators jersey, and I'm super glad that it was in my collection. I would have preferred it blank just because I don't know much about Alexei Yashin. Next up is one I purposely found blank, and it's the original 1992 version. This jersey I got blank for the specific reason I only pretty much purchased it for the logo. The word mark Senators instead of the reef pattern in there, I think, is so unique. I kind of wish they brought that back for the reverse retro. They didn't, but I am in love with this logo. The jersey leaves a lot to be desired. It fits weird. It, as you can kind of tell, looks weird. The stripes are screen printed, but it is amazing. Last but certainly not least at all, in my opinion, is the 1927 Stanley Cup champions Ottawa Senators jersey. Now, obviously, this isn't the current franchise. That one disappeared, or this franchise ended, and then the current franchise began. I'm just using the name in the history, but it's not the same franchise. But this jersey is really cool. It's a pro player recreation of what they wore in 1927. Now, obviously, the hat is like a Bud Light hat, branded hat. But this one is super cool and means a lot to me because it was given to me by a customer at the store I work at. And he knew I was collecting jerseys, and he knew I was a big Ottawa fan. And a bar just closed down in town, so he managed to get this out of the bar for me. And it's the coolest thing. I've never worn it. I'm never going to. I'd love to put it into a shadow box and just have that as in there, and just as a piece of history, and I'm super, super happy to have this. I would never have thought to go out and look for this era of jersey, and I'm super, super thankful to that guy. I thank him like every time he comes into the store for it. It's a really, really cool find, and I was speechless when he handed it to me. It was the coolest thing. Moving on, we have my second favorite team, just based off roster. Their social media team's a little meh, but as you can see, the obnoxiously beautiful Vegas Golden Knights gold jersey. This should be the home jersey. This thing is so crazy good. It's so obnoxious. It's so Vegas. It's the city of lights, the city of gold, and it punches you in the eyes. Imagine this thing with the gold dome or like the gold bucket. Oh, that'd be so good. You cannot tell me it wouldn't be so good. So I got this. Robin Lehner on the back. He's my golden boy. As a person, Robin Lehner seems to be one of the nicest human beings in the NHL. He is super public about any issues he's gone through. And I think that's a super cool thing for people that suffer with mental health. To be able to look to and say, hey, this guy is just like me. He suffers from mental health issues, and look at him now. He's part of the greatest goaltending tandem of the 2020 season, and this guy is awesome. He's my golden boy. I loved him on the Senators. I loved him on the Islanders. I love him in Vegas. I follow him everywhere. Lehner is my golden boy. Not to be outdone by one of my favorite players currently, Mark Stone on the home jersey. Beautiful jersey. I've loved it since it came out. The best part about this jersey is I had it in my cart. This is from Cool Hockey, as you can see. And this jersey was in my cart. I was just waiting to get paid. And then the day I got paid, right before I was about to purchase it, kind of thing, it was late at night, I saw a social media post by the Vegas Golden Knights congratulating Mark Stone on being named captain. It blew my mind. I instantly ran to get my phone. I didn't run. I just said I had my phone in my hand. Either way, I like swapped pages. I was like, get that out of there. I went in and I customized it with the C because Cool Hockey hadn't been updated yet to feature him with the C, and I purchased it. I may be very well the first person to order a Mark Stone jersey with the C. Definitely not the first to get it in person, but I genuinely think I may be one of the first people to have ordered a C on a Mark Stone jersey. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Mark Stone is super deserving of that, and he's a great team player, especially on Vegas. Love it. Next up is someone I think is the greatest goaltender of all time, or he's certainly up there for that debate. And this jersey, with him on the back, obviously Marc-Andre Fleury is who we're talking about, if you couldn't tell by the back of the jersey. This is the jersey I think of when I think of that initial season, that inaugural season, that playoff run. This is the jersey I think of, the white with the patch, Marc-Andre Fleury on the back. He led this team in 2017, and I'm super, super happy that this is the jersey I have with him on it. Just a beautiful, a super clean jersey, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Last up for Vegas, but certainly not last up for my collection here, is Alex Pietrangelo on the reverse retro. This thing is obnoxious, much like Vegas. It's in your face. The bright red is just so incredible, so good, and just the logo on the front. People have been asking for that logo on the front forever, and I think it's just a great addition to this jersey. Next up is my favorite reverse retro. That is the blue Montreal jersey. Thing is phenomenal. It's exactly what you can't look at this jersey and tell me Montreal could have done something different, because they haven't had a different jersey since 1910. They have had the same jersey consistently since 1917 practically to now. The logo has changed, the size of the stripe has changed, but the red jersey, blue stripe with white accent striping, the C logo, not much has changed in over 100 years. This is the perfect jersey for Montreal. If they were to rebrand, change the home, change the away, this is the only thing I think I would actually be okay with. I know as a jersey designer, I have my own custom designs and I have to rebrand them, but I will tell you, out of any team in the NHL, that is the hardest. Speaking of that iconic jersey, here's the home jersey, Carey Price on the back. I had Nick Suzuki on the blue because I wanted a new era player to feature on that jersey, because I believe that was the beginning of a new era for Montreal. For the home and for the away, I wanted a player I like or blank, and I found two fantastic deals on Adidas for two Carey Price jerseys on the home and the away, and these things are incredible. Again, the home jersey is iconic, and if we move on to the away, it's not my favorite white jersey. It's very boring. It's very clean and classic, and that's the reason I like it. I got Carey Price on this one as well, just because I didn't know who else to get, as I don't really like the Montreal Canadiens. I'm not a big fan of any of their players, but I had to get Carey Price on this one as well. Next up, my least favorite team. In my opinion, Ottawa's biggest rival. The Battle of Ontario is bigger than anything else Ottawa has ever been through. Toronto, the blue jersey. I love this thing. I love the jersey. I hate the team. Okay, the blue and the white work so well together. The blue Toronto uses is so iconic. It's, I think, literally trademarked as Toronto blue. It's so good, and I think this jersey is very, very clean. It's very beautiful, and it's the perfect jersey, I think, for an Original Six team. Frederick Anderson on the back. Obviously, I'm not a big fan of Toronto. I love goaltenders, though. Mitch Marner, Alex Galchenyuk. There's like maybe 3, 4, 5 Senators or Leafs players that I like, and a couple of them obviously were Senators. Galchenyuk, Spezza, CC. You know, like, I'm not going out of my way to buy a Austin Matthews jersey. There's a whole lot to unpack with Austin Matthews that I'm just not a big fan of him. So I got Frederick Anderson on the home and Mitch Marner on the away. This is the first Toronto jersey I had, and I knew I had to get the away jersey or the home jersey just because of how much I loved the blue on this one. This thing is incredible as well. Mitch Marner is one of the few Leafs I like, and obviously he had a pretty bad run in the playoffs there this past season, but he's a great guy off the ice, and he's usually pretty great on the ice, so I had to get Marner on this one, as he's, again, one of the few Maple Leafs I actually like. Next up is OEL on the Kachina jersey. This is one of the few jerseys I definitely had to get in my collection. The Kachina jersey is iconic. It is a meme at this point, how much the Kachina is loved by fans outside of Arizona. I know in Arizona some people have like a meh reaction to it, but I love this thing. Just a beautiful jersey. Next up is a jersey bought strictly for fashion use, just to wear with some black pants. Just the Tampa Bay Storm jersey. This thing's incredible with the gradient and the lightning bolts and the coloring of it. Just so good. Next up is the Stadium Series jersey. This thing, again, just bought for fashion. The asymmetrical striping. If you follow my redesign series, you know I'm not a big fan of those usually, but beautiful, beautiful thing. And I'm super, super glad to have it in my collection. I love this jersey so much. Next up, Tyler Seguin of the Dallas Stars. This jersey, I just love the green, the Kelly green, the victory green, whatever you want to call it, is so amazing. The Dallas Stars logo on it fits so well. Just everything about it, incredible. Next up, Chicago Blackhawks. Jonathan Toews with the old collar. I actually think this one looks better with the full red collar rather than the 50-50 split. Just a beautiful jersey all around. Obviously, that's thin numbers from Adidas.com, but whatever. I think the striping fits really well. The big black cuffs, the chain stitching on the logo is immaculate. It's so good. Next up, a jersey I don't actually remember buying. It is the Edmonton Oilers Navy jersey. I was sitting watching TV one day and I got a notification on my phone. Your jersey is shipped. And I was like, what jersey did I buy? Turns out it was this one. McDavid on the back. This jersey, a lot of people believe is cursed now because it was the jersey they wore getting eliminated from the playoffs this past season. Whatever. I love this jersey. I think it's their best jersey in years. Next up, the Anaheim Ducks home jersey with Ryan Getzlaf on it. Gorgeous thing. Thin numbers from Adidas. Whatever, you can have your opinion on it. I really like this jersey. I think the black and the orange work really well together. I think their colors are perfect. Next up, a jersey I have sought after forever. It is one of my most recent acquisitions, and it's the Buffalo 50th anniversary jersey. This thing is so good. Super glad to have it in my collection. The detail on that Buffalo logo is incredible. I wanted to get Jack Eichel on this, but I could only find it blank. And you know what? Looking at it now, I'm so glad it doesn't have anyone on it, just because of how beautiful it is. I think this jersey fits so well as just a fashion jersey, or just one to sit in a collection and just hang up every once in a while and look at. Next up is the last of my jerseys. It is the Buffa Slug jersey, the CCM version. This thing's incredible. Anyone that says otherwise is just wrong. The logo is so good. I love that logo. It's personally my favorite. As you'll see in my redesign series in a little bit, I use it in a slightly modified way. The wishbone collar I usually hate on the NBA jerseys. I despise it. On this one, I love it. The B with the sword logo, so good. Man, this thing is incredible. Blank, just because I just needed this jersey in my collection for the meme. And that's it. That is my collection. Let's head on to the outro.
Thank you for tuning into this video. I know it was a long one, and I have quite a lot of jerseys. So, and some of the stories behind these jerseys are really important to me. And some are not. So, some are just kind of impulse buys in the moment, like that McDavid one, like I said. So, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and leave a like, a comment if you want. Share this to your friends that like jerseys and whatnot, and maybe they can give me their opinions on my collection, because that seems to be something that has a lot of people not necessarily divided, but interested in each other's collections. If you're on r/hockey jerseys on Reddit, you could have seen my stuff already. Any mail days or any other updates, I am for some reason very active on that specific subreddit. So if you're interested in following that, and maybe you'll see my stuff, I'm under CPA_99 or something like that. Check out that subreddit. It's a really great place for fans of hockey jerseys, especially. Not just NHL jerseys, there's internationals, and there's QMJHL, OHL, ECHL. So if you're a fan of hockey jerseys, go follow that subreddit. Trust me, it's a great time, and you get to see what other people are doing with their money. As you can see in this episode, I showed you what I do with mine. So thank you for tuning in, and I hope you have a great day.